Okay, I got a Sam's Club and Walmart baby grocery haul here. It's hard to do a large grocery haul while I'm off work because whenever I think of something I need, I just run to the store real quick. So I've got some Fairlife milk and Greek yogurt. I'm gonna make some homemade Greek yogurt. And the second container is just for my son to drink on. I like Fairlife because it is ultra pasteurized and it has half the amount of carbs and sugar as regular milk. So we always try to go for Fairlife if we can. Sliced cheese, I'm gonna make some burgers and also some breakfast sandwiches, which I will need sausage for. Here's the energy drinks I got at the nutrition store. I already drank the watermelon flavor. It was okay. I can talk more about these later. Pickles, me and my son both like pickles, and I like the pickle juice too. And my son will go and sneak into the refrigerator and eat all of the pickles. So we've been out for a little while. Of course, butter. I'm gonna be doing a fried chicken with zero or very low carb breading. So I'll have that recipe video soon. There's my kitten. That was that noise that he likes to jump up in the window and watch the chickens. Asparagus for my husband and my son. I probably won't eat any because I'm not a big vegetable eater. And non-food item, I am a Stephen King addict and I just saw this on shelves. I thought I had it on pre-order, but I guess I don't. So I just went ahead and picked it up. It's cheaper at Sam's Club than on Amazon anyway. So there's that. And another non-food item, not ideal, but we're trying a new dog food for Bosco. I'll maybe make a video in the future about his whole illness that he had, but he acts like his usual food is poison. So we're gonna try to switch flavors of food. We're still trying to be grain-free, but not quite as picky about ingredients and stuff because we're just trying to get him to eat and not lose. We want him to continue to gain weight, and he's kind of stopped wanting to eat his own food. So we're trying to just switch dog food and see if that helps. So that's my grocery haul. I'll have a couple of more cook with me videos and what I eat videos posted as well. Hey, I'm gonna make some yogurt homemade, and I just thought I would like to be in a video for once. So it's super simple. If you eat yogurt more than a couple of days a week, it is absolutely worth your money to just go ahead and make your own if you have an Instant Pot. So the only ingredients you need is an Instant Pot, milk of your choice, and Greek yogurt, a yogurt that has live and active cultures, or you can even use culture tablets or capsules. I believe they sell like starter capsules that you can purchase, but it's a lot easier just to go and get some plain Greek yogurt. So to start, Chobani plain yogurt is good. Fage is also good. I know both of those actually have live and active cultures. Just be careful if you go and get like Yoplait or something like that. They may not actually have live and active cultures. So to start, just put a couple of tablespoons, and this is a tablespoon, so not an actual measuring tablespoon, but that's about 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt in the Instant Pot. And I'm gonna pour in enough milk just to cover the bottom, and take a whisk and whisk it in really good. I like to use Fairlife ultra pasteurized milk because it has half the amount of sugar in it that as regular milk. And we do get whole milk also, just makes it creamier yogurt, better flavor, and also we're not scared to eat fat around here. Once that's consistently thin, go ahead and just pour in the rest of the milk. I don't really eat yogurt very much, but my husband has some almost every day as an afternoon snack. So he really enjoys it. He'll add in, we've got a big bag of keto chow. Sometimes he'll put in a spoon of that, or some peanut butter powder, or cinnamon, you know, zhuzh it up however you want. If we've got fruit, he'll put some fruit in there, some stevia drops, whatever. It's also really good for recipes, and my dog likes it also, so if we're having a hard time getting him to eat or take his medicine, we can give him that. So you don't need to have the valve closed for yogurt. Mine has a yogurt setting, so I just push the yogurt button and it will cook at a very low temperature for 8 hours. I think it's like 110 degrees. Once that is done, I have a yogurt strainer that I will pour everything off into, so all of the liquid will drain off, which is what makes it into Greek yogurt. It's had a lot of the liquid drained off, so it's thicker, and also it's going to be lower in carbohydrates because a lot of the carbs are going to be in the way that drains off of the yogurt. So it'll be thicker in consistency and lower in carbohydrates. So I will show you my yogurt strainer when it's done cooking. It is actually the next day now. The yogurt got done right at bedtime, and when I took it out of the Instant Pot, I had just gotten out of the shower and nobody wanted to see that. So I went ahead and I put the yogurt in the yogurt strainer and stuck it in the refrigerator. So it has been sitting in the yogurt strainer overnight. The longer it sits in the strainer, the more of the whey that is going to drain out, and the thicker your yogurt will be and the fewer carbs it'll have. So this yogurt strainer came off of Amazon. It's called Euro Cuisine. I don't know if there are any other brands that are better or worse. This holds the amount that I make at a time, so it just worked out perfectly for us. It has some measurements on the side of it. It looks like so far there's about 3 cups of fluid. There is a way that you can calculate how many carbohydrates are in the whey based on how much you strain off. If I find that before I complete the video, I will post it below so that way you can roughly estimate how much carbohydrates your yogurt will have. So it's basically just a strainer, and there's my yogurt. I will put it in a sealed container, and it will stay good in the refrigerator for more than a week. I know maybe 2 weeks, maybe longer. My husband usually eats it all before it gets that long. I'm going to go ahead and brown up some ground beef. This week we've had a lot of chicken and fish and lasagna, and we just haven't had a lot of plain meat. So I'm gonna get this cooked up, and that'll be my lunch. one of the chickens showed up while I was giving them their treats. So she's been perched in the chicken coop for a while now. So let's check and see if we have any prizes. Oh, there we go. 2 fresh eggs. Awesome. These are pretty small, probably even smaller than medium-sized eggs. I'm hoping eventually they will get a little larger. As far as I can tell, I know we have 2 chickens laying eggs, and we tend to get maybe 4 a day. So hopefully soon they'll start producing more. Here I am all set up to make some Ketoky fried chicken. This recipe is from 2 Keto Dudes. It uses several different spices and shredded Monterey Jack cheese and crushed pork rinds. All I had was Mexican cheese. Here's my basic fried chicken setup. I got my egg wash, and then I got my spices and pork rinds and shredded cheese in the larger bucket. And in the background you can see that I've already started breading my chicken. I cook my chicken a little bit differently than the website, so I'm just waiting for my beef tallow to come up to about 375. Here's my breaded chicken thighs here. The rest will go in a second batch. While I'm waiting for the oil to come up to temperature, I'm starting on a side for my husband and son. They're gonna have green beans. I like to use broth if I have some, but today I'm using bouillon. Dried, minced or fresh onion, bacon, and then I added salt, pepper, and garlic later on. I'm gonna let that simmer while I'm cooking the chicken. The longer it cooks, the better. Now my oil's up to about 375 or 380, so I'm gonna fry my chicken until it's cooked through. And I still have to cut open chicken to check to see if it's done, so no judgment here. Here's what it looks like all fried up. So I deleted the footage of me making these burgers, but they are jalapeno cheddar bacon stuffed hamburgers. So I make that with just using a burger patty press. And the one that I have will also do sliders and stuffed burgers. So I just mixed some softened cream cheese, cheddar cheese, diced jalapenos, and some bacon pieces together. We like to season our burgers with Slap Yo Mama, but sometimes I'll just do salt. Now that the first burger is done and oozing out all over the plate, I've got my 2 other burgers on the griddle, and I'm gonna toast up some Healthy Life keto bread to eat my sandwich on. I've tested this keto bread in the past with a glucose monitor and verified that it does not raise my glucose, but it's still something I only enjoy occasionally. And here is the finished product. I'm going to prepare some bourbon chicken to marinate. This recipe is super easy from Chef Michael, and I will leave the recipe link on the screen. You just throw a bunch of seasonings together, and then you add in some water, ketchup, sugar-free ketchup if you have it, and soy sauce. And the bourbon is optional, so I'm not adding that because we don't have any. Then you just dice up your chicken into bite-sized pieces and let that marinate for a little while. I'll be cooking this for lunch tomorrow. It's Friday night, and on Fridays we like to have pizza and a family movie night. So what we like to do is make a fathead dough for our pizza, which is very popular on a low carbohydrate diet. I make this using mozzarella cheese, almond flour, cream cheese, and an egg. And I also like to add garlic powder and Italian seasoning to the crust to give it a little bit more flavor. The recipe that I base my fathead pizza on is from Wholesome Yum, but I've been making this for so long that I don't even reference the recipe anymore. There are a million versions of a low carbohydrate crust on the internet, but this is just the one that we like to use. Once you've baked your crust, you just add your toppings like any other regular pizza crust and then bake it in the oven, and it turns out really good. Add the cream cheese and egg after you've microwaved the other ingredients, and spread the dough out on parchment paper. I like to put a light coating of oil spray on the paper to just help keep it from sticking. The first time I made this, I made the mistake of using wax paper instead of parchment paper, and there was no hope of getting that off of there. The toppings me and my husband like to put on are bacon bits, pepperoni, and if we have any cooked sausage, crumble that up and put it on there as well. Here is the final result. I like to have mine with a lot of banana peppers. I just wanted to show you what I'm about to do here. I have my keto chow, chocolate toffee, which is one of my favorite flavors, some egg yolks, heavy whipping cream, and almond milk. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do half with heavy whipping cream and half with the egg yolks, and replace the water with almond milk. And I'm actually going to be making some ice cream out of this. So we will have some chocolate toffee ice cream, and I might pick up some sugar-free chocolate chips to add to it. But I just now stuck the drum to my ice cream maker into the freezer, so I will mix up the keto chow today, and then tomorrow it will be ready to make some ice cream. I'm going to cook up the bourbon chicken. I've got a little bit of avocado oil heating up in a cast iron skillet on pretty high heat. I will cook this in 2 batches. It came out to about 2 or 2.5 pounds, but I only made enough marinade for 1 pound, so the flavor is going to be pretty mild on this chicken. Spread the chicken out in a flat layer so that everything is making contact with the pan, and I'm going to cook it until it's about 75% cooked through, and that's going to give it a nice caramelization on the bottom. And here's what the finished meal looks like. I'm ready to make my keto chow ice cream now. I'm just going to assemble my ice cream maker with the frozen drum and pour in the keto chow and let that run, and we should have some ice cream in about 20 or 30 minutes. I also forgot to mention that whenever I make ice cream, I put in a shot of rum to go with it. And what the alcohol does is it makes the ice cream softer, but you don't taste it in the ice cream. Here is the finished keto chow ice cream. It tasted pretty good. I split the serving with my husband, and it was very filling. I wasn't hungry until very late that evening. Here is a small grocery haul. I got some more bacon, broccoli for the family. Been trying to find breakfasts that my son can make for himself that he likes. So I'm gonna try these Jimmy Dean's Delights Eggwiches. I went ahead and got 2 dozen more eggs because we are going to be eating more eggs than our chickens can produce. Strawberries because I am wanting to enjoy some of these on the evening before I start my beef, butter, bacon, and eggs challenge. And then I've got some grapes, and these will be for my son for a snack. I don't eat them. And some chicken thighs just to have another dinner option for my son and my husband, who will not be doing beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Next, I will be making an egg white bread. This recipe is by Indigo Neely, and you can make it with fresh egg whites or powdered egg whites, and I did not have enough powdered, so I did a little bit of both and kind of did half and half. So first what I'm going to do is put in the water and the gelatin, and then I'm adding my egg white powder and cream of tartar, and I'm going to mix those until the egg white powder is reconstituted and it's full liquid. Now I'm adding my liquid egg white. Once the egg whites are whipped and fully stiff, I'm adding in some shredded frozen butter. I've prepared a baking dish for the bread. I put a light coat of avocado oil spray to help the parchment paper stick. I always have trouble getting the bowl to attach Once the butter is combined, I'm adding in whole egg powder, or you can also use egg yolk powder. And then I will spread the mixture in the baking dish. It's a lot like spreading Cool Whip, and you just have to smooth it down the best you can. And then I bake according to the directions. The original recipe calls for arrowroot powder and allulose, but I did not use those because of the beef, butter, bacon, and egg challenge. Here is the final product. This recipe I've found to have the best consistency for making sandwiches or toast without having to use wheat or almond flour. Some people will say it tastes just like bread. I do not think so, but if you really like sandwiches or toast, this is probably the best bet.